Hi, and welcome to Content That Clicks, your go-to pod class for mastering content in the tech world. We're two writers based in the MENA region breaking down everything you need to know about content in all of its forms to level up your skills, your product, and your business.
In each episode, we unpack a different way content can level up your business, whether it's fixing UX issues, getting localization right, or using AI without sounding like a robot. Because when your content clicks, so do your metrics.
Today, it's time for a content boost where we share one of our favorite quick hit content tips to level up your tech writing.
And like we always say, this isn't just a podcast, it's a pod class. So grab your notebook because we're about to share a game-changing perspective that will transform how you write your content.
But first, a quick intro. I'm Rochelle.
And I'm Hennie.
And we are content experts. Together, we have more than 25 years experience writing for over 100 brands across 15 countries.
And we're here to help you write content that clicks. Let's get into it.
Today's boost is all about localization because translation is not enough. If you're just using Google Translate, you're setting yourself up to fail.
Right. If you're not localizing, you're losing customers, conversions, and trust. But don't worry, we've created a really simple way to make sure your content actually lands when you launch in a new market. Introducing the culture checklist. Each letter in culture stands for an area you need to check to help catch the most common and costly localization mistakes before they go live.
Okay, let's break it down. Starting off, we have C for check. You need to check your content is not just translated. Ask yourself, did we localize this or just translate it? The best way to do this is to get a local to review it. They'll be able to help you out with the rest of the checklist too, because no matter how much research you've done, no one will understand the nuances of language like a local.
Exactly. Okay, next up, U, which stands for understand regional norms. Does your content reflect the culture it's going into? Did you check for religious or cultural sensitivities? Are seasonal references appropriate in this market? Are your jokes and your pop culture references relevant? Remember that even within one language, like Arabic, for example, cultural norms can vary wildly. What's funny to someone in one Arabic-speaking country might be wildly offensive to someone in another Arabic-speaking country.
Yeah. Okay, next in the culture checklist, we have L, and this stands for look. Look at UI and visual design. Words are just one part of the puzzle. You have to think about the experience as a whole. Have you allowed enough space for longer languages like Arabic? Or is content crammed in or cut off? For right-to-left languages, have you adapted the design? Have you made sure things like buttons and sliders work properly for RTL languages? Are your icons and colours culturally appropriate? Remember that even the smallest design detail can make or break trust.
So true. Okay, next up in our culture checklist is T, tailor to local tech and payment preferences. This one is one that often gets overlooked, but it's a huge deal. If your product doesn't match how people use tech in their country, they won't use you. For this step, you want to focus on things like whether users can pay in the way that's most popular in their local market. In some markets, cash is still king. So if you're only offering card payments, you're going to lose out. You should also be checking that your content works on the platforms your audience actually use, and that your product takes local tech literacy into account. And another really, really important thing to look out for during localization is checking you offer support on the platforms your users are familiar with. For example, customers in the UAE are used to speaking to companies via WhatsApp, so it's no good if your users can only contact you via the phone.
Right, okay, on to U in the culture checklist, and this stands for update SEO. When it comes to SEO, you can't just translate keywords. You have to research how people search in the specific market that you're targeting. Then you need to make sure that you localize your keywords, your meta descriptions, and your URLs. Don't forget that you'll need to account for different dialects and alternative spellings too. Now, I know I'm repeating myself here, but translation alone is not enough.
No, it is not. Okay, onto a really important one next, and that is R for respect local legal requirements. Each market has its own laws, and they can vary wildly. So you need to make sure you have checked local data privacy laws, adapted your terms and conditions, and consulted a legal expert in that specific market. Because what's legal in one country might get you huge fines in another. so just don't risk it.
And last but not least, in the culture checklist, we have E for evaluate. Evaluate and improve constantly. Localization is not just a set it and forget it situation. You need to make sure that you're tracking performance by market, that you're gathering feedback from real local users, and that you're updating your content regularly based on trends, regulation, and language shifts. Because good localization isn't a project, it's a practice.
Okay, let's do a quick recap on the culture checklist for truly localized content. Check is not just translated. Understand regional norms. Look at UI and design. Tailor tech and payment options. Update SEO. Respect legal requirements. And evaluate and iterate constantly. Use this checklist before you launch in any new market and save yourself from embarrassing mistakes, abandoned carts, or worse.
That's it for today's content boost. We'll be back next time with another quick win for sharper content and smoother experiences.
If you want more tips like these, you can follow us on Instagram at content.clicks or TikTok at content.clicks.pod.
You can also let us know what you think of today's content boost by dropping us a DM or emailing us at content@clickspod@gmail.com.
Until next time, keep making content that clicks.